Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of My Bucket List Day. Okay, I took a break from the RV show just to get away a little bit and take a breath. There's so much going on, and you guys are seeing tons of reviews of RVs from all the other YouTube channels out there. And I know I'm guilty of it. I've already got 2 videos out about the show and reviews of some of my favorite RVs. But today I thought I'd do something a little different. Take a break from the RV show and talk to you guys a little bit about the top 10 things you should consider in purchasing an RV if you're going to go full-time. In addition to that, I got a couple of bonus things. But before we get into that, roll this intro and we'll be right back. Okay, so what do you guys think of that new intro? Again, leave the comments below. I'd love to hear if you like it. Is there something you hate about it? How's the music, the flow? And all of you who complained about my last intro being too long, this one's almost half the length. So hopefully that pleases you guys. So today we're going to talk about the top 10 things you should consider when thinking about buying an RV, especially if you're thinking about going full-time. Now for me, these are all the things I thought about. I should back up. These are some of the things I thought about, but I didn't think of all of them. But now that I've been living full-time for coming on 3 years, well, starting my 3rd year, almost 2 years, I've come up with this list. And these are, for at least me, going full-time, must-have things. The first thing I would suggest is look at your floor plan. Now, there are going to be often times when you're out driving and you need to stop for a bathroom break, or you want to take a nap or rest a little bit, or maybe you're even going to stop at a Walmart or a grocery store or something while you're pulling or going down the road, and you need to get access to the refrigerator or your pantry. Well, you don't want to have to open the slides every single time you want to access your rig. So get a floor plan that allows you to keep all of your slides closed. You're still connected, whether you're a 5th-wheel travel trailer or something like that, a towable, or if it's a drivable, which is a Class A, B, or C, you want to consider a rig or a floor plan that allows you to access these things without having to open up your slides. So look at the floor plan. For me in the 5th wheel, I wanted to make sure I had access to my bathroom, access to the bedroom, if I need to take a nap, and most importantly, when I want to go get something out of the refrigerator or put something in the refrigerator, I have the ability to open the refrigerator without having to open up the slides. Now, in my case, I can only open up half of the refrigerator. Admittedly, the other half is closed. Because the slide's in, it doesn't allow me to open it, but at least I can get to half. So if I need to grab things or put things away, I can get in half of it and put all that away. I unfortunately can't open up my freezer at all while my slides are closed. So in my next rig, I'm going to be considering those types of things, so I can have full access to that, as well as food pantry or snacks or things like that. So floor plan, that's very important. Really study your floor plan. Okay, the next thing you want to consider is space to get dressed in your bedroom. Now this doesn't have to, and this doesn't pertain to when you're just pulled over somewhere and you just want to take a nap. This means once you're set up and your slides are out, you still want to have space to get dressed. Now, me, sadly, I have to stand in the doorway to get dressed. There's just not a lot of room in my bedroom because of the floor plan or the design that I've got. The next one that is going to be a definite must, it's going to be at the top of my list of requirements, of having enough room where I can get dressed in the bedroom without having to stand in a doorway or something like that. So you want to have room where you can just turn around and spread your wings, if you will, and just be able to get dressed. A lot of the rigs don't allow that, but then there are a lot, as you see here, allow for a lot of space there where you can get dressed and move around a little bit. The next thing is kind of like the bedroom, but it's your bathroom. You want to have room to get ready. So in other words, you want to have a lot of counter space to put things down on when you're brushing your teeth or shaving, all the other types of things that you ladies do, which we all appreciate. In addition to that, you want to have room in your shower so you can move around. Now, I personally prefer a shower for two, big enough for two people. Because who doesn't like to shower with a friend? Well, okay, so I'm not doing that these days, but I do like to do that. So I like to have a shower big enough for that. And then storage in your bathroom. So few RV designers provide you enough storage in your bathroom to put all your toiletries away, spare toilet paper, soaps, shampoos, towels, all that kind of stuff. You almost want to have a separate linen closet. Now, as you'll see here, there's a couple that I'm showing you that has tremendous amount of space. So that is a definite must on my list. Now the next thing is a washer and dryer. If you're full-time, lugging your laundry back and forth to a laundromat or pulling into a laundromat and doing all your laundry, that to me is a pain in the butt. Now I know a lot of you love that because you could just go do your whole week's of laundry in an hour because you can load up 4 or 5 machines and 4 or 5 dryers and get everything done in an hour. I get that. That is kind of nice. However, if you've got a washer and dryer on board, I don't really worry about getting it done that fast. I basically just throughout the day, I'll put in a load here, let it dry, do another load, then throw it in the dryer and put another load in the washer. So, you know, it does take 4, 5, 6 hours depending on how much laundry I've got. Not a big deal, but at least it's all there. I'm not having to lug it from my RV to my vehicle to the laundromat and then reverse the process. To me, that's a pain in the butt if you're doing this full time. Okay, next on the list, you must have a generator. Now, a generator, in my opinion, is a must-have because you never know when your RV park is going to go without power, or even if you have solar. If you're running low on juice and maybe it's a cloudy, rainy day, you need to have a generator as a backup. That is a must-have thing, so when you buy your rig, make sure you buy it with a built-in generator. Now, a lot of people will argue and say, well, no, I can go save money and I can get a secondary generator and just have it as an auxiliary. Well, then you got to get another plug it into your rig, and it's not automatic. That's a pain in the butt. Just order your rig with a generator on board. Trust me, you're going to love it when you have it. Basement storage. Now, this goes without saying. When you're traveling full-time, you're going to have more stuff with you than as if you're just a weekend warrior or you just go for a month or so. You're going to want to have stuff with you. These are things, basic things that you want. Like, for example, you have camp chairs. You might have a solo stove like we do. You might have various area rugs and things like that, like I do. So all those types of things that you want to stow away. In addition to that, you have other types of stuff. You've got tools that you're going to do general maintenance on. You're going to have spare filters for your water system. All of that kind of stuff you got to have storage for. So you need to get a rig with ample amount of storage. Ideally, you want storage with slide-out trays that you can get in and out easily. If you've got pass-through storage, which is incredible, awesome, those trays work great. They can go in and out both ways. So ample amount of storage. Even if you're a toy hauler, you still, even though everybody says, I can throw everything in the garage. No, you can't, because you're going to be moving in and out all the time if you're going to utilize that garage for other living space, workspace, or things like that. And you don't want to move all that stuff out. You just want to keep it in your storage unit in your basement. So highly recommend that. Now, moving in, back inside of the rig, in your kitchen, food pantry. So I lack a lot of storage for food in my rig. I even lack storage for my pots and pans and dishes and things like that. While it does have storage there, and I do have a place for everything, it would be nice to have a little more space. Like, for example, cups, glasses, things like that. It would be nice to have a little bit more. So look for the right amount of storage for your food pantry, and other types of things. Now, we're going to get into some little relaxation entertainment. When you're living on board, people say, well, I don't watch the TV. Well, you do watch the TV. You do spend a little time watching TV or whatever it is you're doing. and you want to make sure you're comfortable in doing so. So you ever see those rigs where you've got the couches one way and the TV's over on the end or on this end, and then you're sitting there like this the whole time or that the whole time to watch your TV? Well, that sucks. That's the stupidest design I've ever seen. And then some of them have these where you got a couch this way and a couch opposite of you, and then the TV's behind you, that's elevator. That's great if you're one or two people and you're just watching the TV and it's in front of you. Okay, that's great. But if you've got other people on board and they want to watch TV with you, they can't, because they're sitting in the couch with the TV behind their head. It's impossible. Again, a crappy floor plan, crappy design. Again, if you're a weekend person and just two of you, yeah, that's great. When you have other people with you and you're not watching TV, you're just visiting, then that layout works out fine. You just have to ask yourself, how often are you going to do that versus are you going to sit back and just watch a movie, watch the news, whatever it is you're going to watch. So really look at the floor plan and where the TV is. You want a TV that is straight in front of you where you're sitting, like many of you probably are watching this right now. You want to look directly at the television. Otherwise you're going to get a kink in your net looking this way or looking that way or looking like this. All these stupid positions the way some of these RV manufacturers design their floor plan. Just not conducive for keeping the crink out of your necks. Now the next thing, if you're going full-time like me and like so many of you out there, you want to have a comfortable work or office space. You're going to be at your computer or writing letters, whatever it is you do, or crafts or things like that. You want to have a comfortable area to do that. And you want to have an area separate from your kitchen table. The reason is you'll be working and everything, and maybe you have to move it all out of the way when you want to eat, and then you got to put it all back when you're going to go back to work. Not really practical. So in the design, in the floor plan, you need to figure out where is your workspace going to be. As you all know, on mine, I took a couch out in the living room and built in a desk. And that works out perfectly for me. I've got my two big monitors, as you see there, and that works out great. And then I have all the drawers for storing all of my stuff that I use while I'm working. So definitely look at a rig that gives you or provides you that good, comfortable work space or desk space, office space, however you plan on using. A lot of people that have toy haulers actually put a desk on one of the Happy Jack things and take one of those benches out and put a desk that goes up and down there. That's a great idea. That's a great solution. So look for that if you're going full-time. So those are my top 10 things that you should consider when thinking about buying an RV and you're going to go full-time. Now I've got a bonus one here for you, a couple of bonus things actually. The number one bonus one, if you're going full-time, highly recommend you consider lithium batteries. If you're going to start with one or two. Your rig usually comes with 2 batteries. If you get lithium batteries when you get your rig, congratulations. That's your first step. That means you probably have a little solar on the roof. It may not be much, but you got lithium batteries. That is far better than the lead acid batteries. And let me tell you quickly why. The lead acid batteries, even though they say they're 100 amps, they're not giving you truly 100 amp hours. A lead acid battery can only discharge 50%, so you're technically only getting 50 amp hours of battery. If you go below, easy as said, if you go below that 50%, you start to cook those batteries, and they don't last long once you start to cook them. So you got to keep them charged up. So that's why I say just get rid of the lead acid batteries and go with lithium. Lithium you can let discharge all the way down, so you get a true 100 amp hours out of them. And then when you charge them, it doesn't burn, or discharge them like that, it doesn't burn them out or anything like that. You can charge them all the way back up. It's just like your cell phone battery or in your camera or things like that. Lead acid batteries are dead. Don't do that anymore. Just tell the dealer, I don't want those, put in lithium. Now, when it comes to lithium, I highly recommend Battleborn, and I'll tell you why. I have looked at all the different brands out there. Now, they're not saying they're junk. I'm just saying Battleborn is the best because the BMS system they build into their batteries, in my opinion, is far superior. They have a very good, high-quality BMS system. That's the battery management system that regulates the discharge and the charge rate of that battery to extend the life of that battery. In fact, when you talk about other competitive batteries out there, You're going to hear everybody say, oh, they're just as good as Battleborn or like Battleborn. They compare them to Battleborn. So obviously Battleborn is the standard that everybody tries to achieve to. Well, why do that? Just go right to Battleborn. Another bonus tip that you should have when you're considering full-time. Now, it's not really a part of the RV, but it is an accessory list that you should compile. Now, I've got a video that I put out of all the top must-haves you should have for going full-time. I'm going to tell you real quick, you need to have the tire minder TPMS system to manage the tires on your rig, whether it's a class A, B, or C, or even a travel trailer or fifth wheel. I'm going to say it, you're stupid if you get a rig and you don't get a TPMS system for your rig. Again, I highly recommend Tire Minder. There's a link below here if you want to get it from me. You don't have to get it from me, but if you want to get it here, you're also going to get a discount. There's a discount code there too. But get it wherever you want. But if you don't get one, you're being stupid and you're being dangerous, because there's a lot of things that can happen even on brand new tires on some of these rigs. That could be a defective tire and you want to know if you're going to have a problem before it happens. Another thing I think is highly recommended is SnapPads for your landing gear. Again, I don't care what class of RV you've got, SnapPads to me are a must. If you're on soft soil, I don't think that's a word. If you're on soft soil or you're on loose gravel, things like that, those tiny little metal pads just don't do the trick. The nice solid rubber pads you snap on there really gives you a bigger footprint and keeps things a lot more stable. Highly recommend those. And last but not least is my favorite item, and everybody's favorite item, is the quick release hose connectors. These things are worth their weight in gold. Instead of twisting on the hose every time you want to connect or disconnect the hose, you just click, disconnect, click, connect. It's a game changer when dealing with the hoses on your rig. Highly recommend you get those. They're cheap. Again, all these accessories and things are down below. Or for those of you on the TV, you can click on the QR code and it'll take you right to the store and you can get all these accessories. So if you want to go full-time RVing and you're considering a new rig, these are the top 10 things I highly recommend you consider before you make a purchase. It's going to make your life a whole lot nicer and more pleasurable. Now let's get back to the show. So I hope you enjoyed these top 10 things that I find important when looking for an RV. And they're must-haves for me, especially if you're going to be going full-time. So don't forget to hit that little like, subscribe, and ring that little bell. And let you know when I'm putting out another video. Thanks for tuning in. Make it a great bucket list day. Goodbye.